G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in up on the north side of the map, we've got Barcode, who is playing the French in the color blue. His opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map, playing the Rus in the color red. It is Lord Doubt himself. And he is playing a little bit south of the river. Going to be opening us up with a scout, as is somewhat typical for Rus players to do. Now, one thing to note, this is Danube River. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Danube River. But typically on this map, we do always see a fast expansion towards the middle. It looks like Barcode is going to be doing that. Now, at the moment, you'll see that Barcode's name, he's listed as rank 123. I don't know if that's how we pronounce it, but otherwise we'd have to call him LLLLLLLLLL. And it just doesn't really roll off the tongue that well. I guess the other option is I. But that doesn't really roll off the tongue as either. I guess we could call him IL. That's even worse. That's a lot harder. IL. That's why is that so hard? We're just gonna go with Barcode. Barcode's much easier. But Barcode gonna be coming in, looking to actually secure up the hunts of his opponent, and Doubt gonna be denied a couple deer here. And this spawn on Danube River is actually spawned very, very close to the base of Doubt. This deer spawn. Now, typically you wouldn't expect it to be that close, but the fact that it is meant that this was very safe. So I'm sure Doubt thought, I can go slow with this. And Barcode comes in and punishes him and says, no, you cannot. So Doubt now going to be under potential threat here, as well as he does look to expand out towards the center here. And keep in mind, if you are playing on Danube River, it's incredibly important to be doing these expansions towards the water. So we can see that a dock already is up for Barcode. He's already got that fishing boat that's about to come out. I guess we could also call him 1111111, couldn't we? I think Barcode's probably just the safer bet. If you're going to play with a Barcode, we're going to call you Barcode. But Barcode now picking up a wolf down here towards the south as well. Keep in mind, if you're ever playing against a Rus player, you want to try and deny the Gaia away from them. So we can see that only 40 bounty has been accumulated so far. So done a pretty good job to deny the Gaia out there, which, I mean, to be honest, it was only this hunt here. That the Doubt was really denied at this point. But we'll check in with Barcode. We'll see exactly what he's up to as he gets the most wolves I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. That is just... We gotta get a screenshot of that. That's beautiful. Look at that. It is just... Can you get a little bit closer? Like, you know... Have you guys ever watched that movie? What was it? Man. The one with Zach Galifianakis, where he's talking about, I want you to be part of my wolf pack. Now he's like, we are a wolf pack. Like, this is a wolf pack right here. Look how many wolves this is. This is ridiculous. God, that's a lot. One wolf goes down. 2 wolves go down. No? Look, there's so many wolves, it takes so long to kill them. It's ridiculous. Well, it looks like the wolves are going to be suffering a bit of a hangover here, as they do unfortunately go down. He's going to have to head back towards the town center for a second loop around to be able to pick that up. And now it's a 6th wolf coming in. How many wolves? This guy's an absolute beast. That's crazy. Barcode doing impressive stuff, but take a look down here. Lord Doubt doing a little bit himself. He's decided, instead of luring in the wolves, I'm going to lure in the sheep. He's got 9 sheep here following his 2 scouts. Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. But keep in mind, on a map like this, sheep aren't that important. Realistically, you've got a lot of fish in the sea. And that's what you're going to be able to take the majority of your food from, at least in the early game before you transition onto farms. But we'll do a quick stock take. We'll see how many fish are in the sea. So you can see there's 7 up here. I mean, realistically, there's probably close to 80 fish that have spawned in on this map. 80 fish? Maybe not 80 fish. Maybe like 60 fish. We'll go with 60. There's a lot of fish that are on this map. So plenty of fish in the sea. A lot of food going to be there for a long time to come. 140 bounty for Doubt. Now, typically the goal that you want to be going for, or wanting to go for as the Rus, is 250. If you can hit 250 by about 5 minutes, that's normally a good point to be at. But now it looks like behind the base of Barcode, Doubt's going to be able to pick up a couple of more deer. And he's also going to be able to click up to the next age as well. We see the double villagers coming out here. So Barcode spots this, and Barcode's going to put an end to it. 2 villagers going to be able to deny these scouts. And you can see that the scout is trying its best. Barcode just coming out, sniping these ones off. He's going to have no problem doing that. And manages to clean up the last one. So very nice moves there from Barcode. You know, he spends a few villager seconds doing this, but at the same time, it is totally worth it to deny the Rus player that gold. And you can see Doubt still sitting at 170. And now it looks like the final hunt of the game is going to get picked up here. Doubt doing his best to pick it up, and you can see that we've got Barcode continuing to deny it. Doubt getting a little bit upset and saying, "Hey, stop that. That's not what you meant to do. I'm the Rus player." But now that wolf going to be going over to Doubt, and a lot of wolves on this map, I will say. Golden Gate going to be going down for Doubt. Not a lot of villagers on this bad boy, so he's only tapping away with 2 of it at the moment. So normally you'd expect to see about like 8 villagers on it, typically on a water map, just to try and get up that little bit sooner. And also dropping down a mining camp. This is really curious. I don't think I've ever seen a Rus player drop down a mining camp before. I say that as a joke, but at the same time, facetiously, seriously. Barcode on the other side of the map, going for the School of Cavalry. 5 villagers on gold. Unlikely to be going into any sort of professional scouts. Obviously getting all of his food income from the fish. You can see he's got 8 fishing boats out here. A beautiful amount of fishing boats. I'd love to see from Doubt where he comes up potentially and looks to drop down a castle or a wooden fortress. It would be a great way to deny this here. But, you know, the consequence of doing that is that then your enemy might just move up here to this position. Now, keep in mind, he's playing against the French. Now, this matchup, typically when it comes to water, it's very Rus favored. And the reason why is because the French boats, they're strong, but they're slow. And the Rus can choose when and where they want to engage. And it means that with the Rus, you can just very easily take advantage of the difficult, the slow nature of the French boats, and it means that you're able to overwhelm them very quickly. Now, will we see that on this map? Highly unlikely, because this is a very linear battle. You only see, you know, one route that is actually going to be fought on, and it's going to be this river. So it means that he's always able to fall back. There's no real flank that's able to happen, so Barcode's always going to be pretty safe here. In addition to that, he's also got the wall up, so he's going to be able to protect himself. But he's now looking to get out his Hulk. On the other side of the map, we've got Barcode beginning to harass villagers. I don't know what this villager is actually doing. This villager was like just randomly collecting from this shoreline fish. Maybe he was like planning on going and doing something sneaky, but was caught out. So weird. We'll have a look with Doubt, see what he's up to. Got a ticket in the bank at the moment. Yet to spend that ticket, but plenty of villagers on wood. No wooden fortress up just yet, so not going to be able to buff that one up. But now it looks like we do have that wooden fortress going to be coming down on the shoreline. Now, one of the things to note with this wooden fortress is that you can just move past the wooden fortress. So technically, it's strong, but unless you keep your villagers here right next to it to put it inside. So essentially, what you want is maybe a dock right here, just so that you can keep your villagers nearby. And then anytime a Hulk wants to come through here, you chuck them in there, and then it's going to be able to fire. But until then, it's going to be difficult. Second dock now going to be coming up here for Barcode. Now, Barcode being extra careful. You can see he's just got the Hulk sitting here. He doesn't want to lower this wall. If he lowers this wall, it's going to put him at potential risk because he doesn't know what Doubt's up to. Doubt could potentially be going for a 5 or 6 Rus attack ship opening and then a look to come through. And if he moves this onto the wrong side of the wall, he's gone. He's gone. So he needs to wait for his second, ideally wait for his third one. That's where he's going to be in the realm of one-shotting those attack ships, and then he's going to be absolutely fine to push out on the map. So we'll see how he looks to play it. Doubt now going to be clicking up to the next age, going up with the Abbey of the Trinity in the back of his base. Nice and safe. Only 5 villagers on it. This is very curious. Doubt coming in with a little bit more of a passive playstyle, I would say. We'll do a quick assessment of the relics, see where they're at, and my lord, have we got some interesting relic placement. We've got a single relic down to the south. We've got 2 underneath the base of Barcode. So Barcode, very safe relics back here. And then we've got 2 in the center. So when it comes to who's got the best spawn here, definitely Barcode has got the better spawn. He's got 4 easily accessible relics, whereas the Rus have only got really easily 3 accessible relics. But the one difference is that the Rus have got warrior monks. And that's going to enable him to run all the way over here very, very quickly and then run back with that relic on his back. So he's going to be absolutely okay. Now it looks like we've got Doubt looking to get up some walls. And I do like this from Doubt. It makes a lot of sense. Try and control the narrative a bit. He wants to head into the late game. If he's able to do that, he's going to be able to win. Typically, the Rus, in my opinion, the strongest late game civ that there is. So if he can take this to late game, he's going to be absolutely fine. But going up against Barcode, we'll check and see how he's doing. Bit of a stock take here. Doesn't look like the second town center's gone up just yet. He's thinking about going up to the 3rd age as well, I would suspect, as he is continuing to build up this force on the water. And probably with this 4th Hulk, that's where he's going to begin pushing out. We can see he's actually going for 5 Hulks. This is a big investment, and you've got to be really careful with this kind of stuff. Now, water is important, but is it 5 Hulks important? Yeah, it is. One of the things to remember, when you invest resources in a unit, in anything, those resources could have been invested elsewhere. There's an opportunity cost. So you need to think about it from the perspective of the Hulk. Okay, so you've gone and you've invested 540 resources in this bad boy. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Where are they? 5. So you've got 2,700 resources that's out here fighting for water. Now you can win water in one foul swoop, and you might not have even needed all those resources to be invested. But you know, it's one of those things where your enemy could be investing in land military at the same time and look to actually finish the game. What Doubt actually did was invested those resources in going to age 3. Subsequently, hasn't gone into the Warrior Monk tech just yet. Probably going to be coming out very shortly, but you can see those Hulks beginning to push up. And this is what I was talking a little bit about earlier. Going up against Barcode here, who's on the French, he's going to have a very difficult time in these canals, just because it's so easy for the French to micro back and forth in between this. The 4 Hulks are just going to have such an easy time. You can see the fishing boats trying to change over to demo ships, but not going to have a lot of success. I don't know exactly what Doubt is doing right now. I'm going to be real with you guys. He's sending the fishing ships that are turning into demo ships in, and he's taking his sweet time with it. But he'll work it out. He'll work it out. Don't worry. He'll work it out. He will work it out. Barcode now going to continue pushing in, doing a great job with these. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got absolutely no boats. He's going for more Hulks. This is really weird. He doesn't need more Hulks. 5 is more than enough to clear the canal. He's going to be fine. Like, he will clear this 100%. He's got to be careful of what he's doing right now. You need to kill the dock before you go past. This is so dangerous. If a single demo comes out here, you're gone. You can move 1 Hulk past very slowly, but moving like 5 past like this, you're asking for it. You're asking for it at this time. And so what's he asking for? He's asking for that big demo ship to come out, but it looks like it's just going to be Lodger fishing boats that are coming out. So no demo ships, unfortunately. More fishing boats coming out for Doubt here as well. And unfortunately, that fishing boat going to be going down. No real damage coming out, so looks like Barcode's going to be able to clean him up. So I think at this point, all right, let's say you're in Doubt's position. What do? You've lost the water. You're in the 3rd age. What do you do? What do you do from here? Okay, step number 1, second TC. Add that shit immediately. You need to get that bad boy in yesterday. Step number 2, collect your relics. Now, don't collect your relics. Collect your enemy's relics. Always go for your enemy's relics first if you've got the age advantage over them, which you do. So because your enemy is still in age 2, you want to go and try and collect their relics as quickly as possible. That way, they're not going to be able to collect them. So that's really, really important. And then third and foremost, try and look to wall up where possible. You want to try and delay the game as much as possible, because when it comes to the way that fish work, you guys will know that these fish do not regenerate. These fish are finite. They are kind of, think of them as like berries in the water, and they will, you know, eventually your enemy's fishing economy is going to run out. So you need to do your best to try and secure, oh god, gotta be careful. Demo ship, demo ship, demo ship! Oh gosh, that could have been absolutely terrible. Second demo ship's coming in. Barcode not paying any attention, gets off 2 more beautiful shots here. Able to take out almost all of the health there on the Hulk. But you can see that the new demo ships aren't as explosive as they used to be. Doubt continuing to suffer and trying to fight for his life, but is going to get cleaned up completely here. And so, yeah, it's really about just trying to survive until the late game now for Doubt. So if I'm in Doubt's shoes, I am immediately using some of my tickets, and I'm buying stone, I'm buying wood, and I'm dropping down a 2nd town center. I'm not even kidding, maybe even a 3rd town center. That, for me, is the only real way that you can play it at this position, because when you take a look over at the perspective of Barcode, what is he up to? So he's about to age up. He hasn't aged up yet, but when he gets up, he's probably going to be looking to do some sort of all-in. So you're going to need to try and delay that as much as possible while still managing to survive. So that means if you're able to get mangonels up with your 3 TCs, you're going to be in a great spot as long as you've got walls. You need to wall yourself in. And we do know these AoE 2 players are very good at walling themselves in. Looks like Barcode now going to secure up the entire water. So hopefully no more Hulks coming out. I did mention earlier that this Hulk was coming out, and I sort of questioned it a little bit, like, well, why are we even bothering to go for this Hulk? You've just steamrolled water completely. You can throw those resources somewhere else. But still, we've got Doubt investing in trying to deny this water. But you need to remember that water isn't the most important thing. You don't need to have water to win the game. Obviously, it helps you out a huge amount if you can control the water. But realistically, it's very, very difficult to do. Now, horse archers coming in. This is great. So, you know, earlier I talked about steps 1 and 2. Step 1 being drop down TC. Step 2 being collect the relics. Step 3 is begin doing these annoying little raids like this, and Doubt doing a great job of it already. We can see Royal Knights now going to begin running in. These guys are quite good against these horse archers. Going to be having a bit of a difficult time dealing with them as they continue pushing back. Now the horse archers running through the middle of the map. A little bit of a misplay here by Doubt, unfortunately. Lord Doubt not doing the best, and that horse archer almost getting just... It did get one shot. It got one shot by the Hulk. So, got to be very careful. Guildhall going down. Not a lot of villagers on that bad boy here for Barcode, but trying his best to drop down a few of these villagers before it does get up. You can see him trying to pick them off. Unfortunately, does go down without picking up any of the villagers there. But we'll do a stock take. We'll see where these players are at. 65 villagers. Now, keep in mind, out of those 65 villagers, you've got 6 down here, 8 here, and 7 up here, so 15. So you've got 15 fishing boats out of that. So we've got 66, so call it 51 and 15. Compare that to the 36 of Doubt. Doubt not looking good at the moment. Doubt really not looking good. His economy a bit in shambles. Really needs to start picking it up. Still no second town center at this point in time. And this is where I'm starting to worry for Doubt, because I don't see a win condition for him unless he drops down those town centers, but it's starting to get a bit too late, because if he had dropped down those town centers as soon as he had, you know, began losing the water, then it's appropriate. You know, he would be in a much better position. He would be, you know, 5 villages out of the second town center, 2 villages out of the third. He'd be up 7 villages. He'd be on his way to a good outcome. But now we see these Royal Knights coming out, and this is where it really comes down to having those walls. So you want to have those walls. Now, keep in mind, you can't actually wall all the way to the water, because if you do, you're just going to be denied by the Hulks. Now, it does look like he has maintained a little bit of a presence out here on the water. So has managed to bring in a couple of these horse archers. I think they're actually going to be able to take down the Hulk successfully. Hulk does go down. So a little bit of a misplay there by Barcode. Barcode going to try and bring these back. So ideally what you do is just use an outpost up here to provide line of sight and continue using your Hulks to clean up the shoreline. Not going to be able to do that though, as the Knights now continue to clean up the horse archers. And these bad boys are veteran Royal Knights. Now you can see they do have their +1 armor. But I'd love to see a few more walls out. Looks like Sacred Sites have now begun going over. He's managed to capture up the 1 relic, but second relic out here for Doubt is still there. And so far, I think he's got 3 relics. Yeah, 3 relics inside the in the Abbey of the Trinity. Would ideally like to secure up those 4th and 5th ones, but now falling back, you can see that the Horse Archer's having an absolutely fine time against these veteran Royal Knights. As long as they're in, you know, as long as they've got the numbers advantage, they're going to be fine. But now those Royal Knights going to have to fall back as they're chased away by the Horse Archer. And now down towards the north of the map, we're continuing to see this struggle on the shoreline. I really don't know how I feel about this. Like, obviously, like, this is a relatively good investment. You're killing 540 resources here with your 175 resources. Now, that does look like it is going to burn. I don't know if he's got villages nearby. I don't think he does. That's going to burn down. So 175 wood there. All the villagers aren't going to make it. They don't make it in time. It was burning very quickly. That burned from 100 down to 0 pretty bloody quickly. But now these Royal Knights going to continue coming out. And Doubt looking like he's in a difficult position. He's only down by about 700 score at this point. But you can see he's getting upgrades behind this. We'll check and see whether he's got that second town center added in just yet. It still looks like he has added in the second town center. I'm relieved to see that second town center, although it is a little bit late. That is my only concern. But we'll have a look over at his opponent's side. We'll see how he's doing and whether he's decided to add in a second town center, because he's definitely going to have a tempo advantage in the meantime. Keep in mind, the fishing economy, it is a short-term thing. But it can definitely be a big thing in that short term. So it's really important that you, when you're considering fishing, that you don't think of it as a late game option, at least not with these shore fish. Think of it more of a short term thing. But now the Horse Archer's looking to come out and looking to have quite a presence out here. You can see that the Barcode doing his best to actually micro back the Hulk and manages to take about 600 damage on that before falling back. A lot of Horse Archers did go down. You can see it looks like a graveyard of horses up here towards the north. So not a pretty sight right there, but we'll tune back in with Doubt. We'll see how he's doing. But he has got this wall up, but once again, mentioned it's very difficult to wall near the water just because of the Hulks and the way that they do deny this out. So we'll have to see how he plays it. I'd really love to see just a wall down here, a wall across here, up towards the north, even just like walls in between here, just to try and prevent those raids coming through. We saw those earlier too, veteran Royal Knights coming down here. So to try and deny that from ever happening again, that is ideally what you'd like to see. We'll check in with the upgrades. We'll see what he's up to. While we've got a little bit of an attack down here. So it does look like we've got double wood upgrade already coming through for Doubt. No specialized pick, which is the right call. Fertilization has yet to come through. Has obviously got horticulture. Has got wheelbarrow. We'll check in on his blacksmith upgrades. Does have +1 attack for his range and is getting Boyard's Fortitude now. So looking to increase the health of his cavalry by 20. So a really nice upgrade here. And going to help out with all of his units. So it helps out with the scouts, helps out with the horse archers, helps out with the warrior monks. So every single unit that he's using at the moment is going to get buffed up by a significant amount. Now, interestingly, look at the way he's built his buildings around the hunt out here. So he hasn't actually taken in this hunt at all. Does have the hunting cabin. If he wanted to be out here, he definitely could. He's got the wheelbarrow. Now going to be a bit more careful. There's a huge mass up towards the north. Barcode going to be coming in onto this stone outcropping. Unfortunately, it looks like 3 villagers have gone down. 4th villager going to be going down here as well. Not having the best time as more villagers continue falling down. And the veteran Royal Knights are looking incredibly strong. My concern right now is that if Barcode goes up to the 4th age, up to Imperial, gets the elite upgrade, looks to get Royal Bloodlines, there's going to be nothing that Doubt can do in that little window. So there is a window here for Barcode. He needs to hit Imperial, then he's going to be able to push in. Because if he pushes in with this, sure, it's going to work, but he's going to get whittled down over time just by the reinforcements. Because you do have these continued reinforcements coming in, and it will slowly but steadily whittle you down. So ideally, you want to hit the Imperial Age first. But now it looks like Barcode going to have to take refuge inside that keep as it comes up. You can see that there's plenty of Royal Knights underneath this keep, but keep in mind, it is absolutely just firing out those arrows, and it is going to be doing so much damage. You can see it shotgunning out. Horse archers doing their best to continue kiting away. They do have that Boyar's Fortitude upgrade, going to be able to survive a little bit longer. Only the +1 attack at this stage, but you can see I don't know whether he's able to one-shot. Let's have a look and see how much damage he's putting out. Not able to one-shot these Royal Knights, but slowly but steadily. We'll check in now, do a quick stock take. We've got 92 villagers for Barcode. Compare that over to his opponent, 55, and you can definitely say at this point that Doubt is in dire straits. Oh, that is delicious. I just took a swig of... I got like this new... I don't know about you guys, but water is like really vanilla. You know, it's like... It's kind of boring. So I've got like this stuff that I put in my water. It's no sugar. It's got like sweeteners in it. Tastes like watermelon. It's really good. So big shout out to Musashi. I think it was Musashi that are doing it. Their watermelon, absolutely on point. Musashi, if you're watching, hit me up for a sponsorship. I will totally be down for that. Unfortunately, despite the 2 town centers here for Doubt, he's going to continue to struggle. And the reason why is because not only does he have units all over his base and he's losing villagers non-stop, but the big thing for him, he's going up against the French. French villagers obviously get made a lot faster, but the big thing is just those raids continuing to come in. And so this is a consequence of not walling. So we mentioned earlier that we needed to have walls out on the extremities of the side here. We needed to see walls up on the north face, but unfortunately for him, hasn't been able to secure up those walls, and as a result, it just means that in this position, he's really not looking the best. Trying now to get back out onto the open ocean. We'll see how he goes with that. Doubt continuing to build up a nice mass here of horse archers. You got to be careful. If you make too many of these bad boys, then you will tip off your enemy, and then they will just go straight into a mangonel. But we'll see how Barcode goes up against it. You can see how much damage those hulks actually take. That Hulk almost going down. He's going to try and bait them back in. Come in a little bit closer, my friend. I'm going to try and take you out. But unfortunately, not having a whole lot of luck. And now Barcode continuing to wall up. Actually going to be dropping down some stone walls down here. Barcode really trying his best at this point to put the nail in the coffin, at least proverbially on this side of the map. But really looking to control the narrative. Doing a good job, honestly. So from here, I think for Barcode, if we take a look at his base... still yet to secure up a really strong food economy on the land. Obviously got a lot of fishing boats out here. Now, I'd love to see from him just a dock out here, just so that these fishing boats... I hate this. Hey, developers, if you're watching this game, can we write this down? Why are they dropping the fish off all the way over here? Like, can't they just use this dock? You know what? It makes water a lot less balanced. Like, to be honest, like, Barcode should just be delivering to here, and he would be in such a better position. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. But we continue to see these raids, and this is once again a consequence of not walling. So as the Rus, there's no excuse. You've got the best walls in the game. They're the cheapest, they build the fastest, they've got the most health. Obviously they're not stone, but for fortified palisade walls, definitely you want to be looking to get them up as much as possible. Continuing to kite back, and you can see he's able to hold on for the moment, but you imagine once these guys get elite upgrades, it's going to be very difficult for him to deal with this. So he continues to fall back. We see the reinforcements continuing to come out. We'll have a look at how many archery ranges he's got. He's only got 5 archery ranges at the moment coming in, but he does continue to hold a larger mass than his opponent. We'll take a look over at Barcode. We'll see how he's doing. Still not a lot of food in the bank. It's not looking terrible for Barcode. I mean, I say that, but he is down. I mean, Doubt is down about 50% at this point in time. So you really got to start asking the question, is there a way that he can get back into this game? And if so, what is the way that he can get back into this game? He's added the second town center. For me, it's just like walls. Just secure up your economy, get to 130 villages, get to Imperial. You know, that's really it. But the question is going to be about whether he can survive that. So it's going to be about really getting up to the walls. But as soon as you wall, your enemy's going to go Imperial. I think it's going to be very difficult for him to do it from this position. You can see the scores. According to the scores, he's only 1,200 behind, which isn't actually that terrible. Managing to take out a lot of the Hulks here. This one's down to 10 health. He could potentially snipe it out. Not going to have a lot of luck as it does begin to heal back up again very slowly. But yeah, the way I'm thinking about it is just like it's incredibly difficult from Doubt's position to actually win this game. Look at the resources now coming out from Barcode. The only reason his fish economy isn't taking off is just simply because of the fact that these fishing boats are delivering to the wrong dock. I would even just delete this dock. Yeah, you could just delete this dock at this point. It's terrible. I really don't like it. We need to bring that up with the devs, actually. $3.3k gold in the bank for Barcode. 2.7k in the bank for Doubt. A lot of gold stacked up by these players, but not a lot of resources spent on it. Now, Doubt has continued to struggle with this water fight. One of the recent changes that happened in the patch is that your siege units will now actually do their additional damage to ships, which means that Springalds, it means that Bombards will do significantly more damage to ships. So it means they're actually a viable choice to clear this out. Before they were not a viable choice to clear it out, but now they actually are. So that's another thing that Doubt could potentially be doing to try and clear this out. But you can see how much he's struggling and how much it's forcing him to sort of stay constantly in these battles and just engaging in these fights that really aren't advantageous for him. Barcode now going to be still not looking to age up, actually. He's got plenty of resources in the bank at this point, and you've got to start scratching your head and wondering what he's up to. I don't think there's no way to go into player view. Actually, here we go. We can look. This is player view. We can see exactly what Barcode is up to. So we can see he's lost the Hulk. He's aware of it. He's watching right now. I don't like this. It's too jaggedy for me. It's too jaggedy for me. But now, slowly but steadily, going to be beginning to build back up his mass. And I think if there's a will, there is a way here. Doubt only sitting on 29 military, but we continue to see a lack of walls. Doubt, make me proud. Make some walls. Come on, Doubt, you can do it. Yeah, I think at this point, though, is there much Doubt can do? Probably not. Probably not. It's a matter of just running out the clock now for Barcode. I mean, the big thing is his food economy. If we take a look here, he's yet to get horticulture. He's obviously got wheelbarrows. That's absolutely fine, but yet to get horticulture. Hasn't really transitioned through to that food economy. Has dropped down a second town center, and this secures him for the late game. So this basically makes sure that Barcode can move into the late game. He'll be absolutely fine. And it means that even if Doubt was to drop down a third town center, because he knows about the second town center, even if he was to drop down a third town center, he would still be fine because the French player is able to keep up with it. He's got to be careful. That's a demo ship right there. Demo ship going to be able to explode, but not before unfortunately getting taken out by Doubt's horse archers. And now, once again, those Royal Knights beginning to move in. Not really going to have much success here until he actually gets up to the Imperial Age. So we have to see how he plays it. Looks like he's done a big swing here. 70 villages now on food No villages on gold. I think he's done a little bit of market trading as well because he had 4K. Was it 4K gold in the bank or 3K gold in the bank? Something ridiculous. And still we see just one Royal Knight coming in, just being annoying. This is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about those walls coming up. It's so important to have those walls. And now it looks like the Imperial Age is going to come through. And this is really where the nail comes into the coffin. This is why it's so important to come into the Imperial Age. I think I talked about this about 15 minutes ago. You can try and fight this over and over and over again, but the reinforcements are going to keep forcing you out. We've seen it time and time again. He came in, fought under this angle. He tried to fight down over here, but still those horse archers were able to hold on. It's not until you hit the Imperial Age, you get the elite upgrades, that you're actually going to be able to force your enemy out, in my opinion. We'll have to see how Doubt reacts to this once the Imperial Age comes through. Now, Doubt doesn't really look like he's in a position to go for Imperial himself. He's still got lots of gold behind here. He's got 8,000 gold, another 4,000 gold mine here. So if he needs the gold, he's going to be able to move into it. But you can see, at the moment, 56 villages. Gosh, it just feels terrible to be Doubt right now. We're at 30 minutes into the game and he's only got 57 villages. Imperial Age now getting reached by Barcode. Barcode looking to tap this one out. You can see that Doubt having a bit of a tough time. And we'll tune in now with the French player. We'll see what type of upgrades we've got coming through, and whether we're going to have those elite Royal Knights coming through anytime soon. You would at least hope that there is. What have we got coming through here? It's just a Hulk. I was hoping it could have been a demo ship. Still going to be very explosive going up against that, but look how much damage those horse archers actually managed to do. As they continue fighting back, the outpost on the front line with the sprinkled emplacement going to be going down. All the sacred sites going to be secured up now for Barcode. And now those Royal Knights going to be coming out. Do we have... we don't actually have a university, so no Royal Bloodlines going to be coming out just yet. Horse Archers getting caught in a bit of a bad spot as the keep does go down just before that sacred site. And actually, the sacred site's down this way. I don't know if that's normal. Does it normally spawn there? I thought it always spawned up here. And it looks like Doubt's just tapped out. He said, you know what? You're in the Imperial Age. I'm not going to be able to deal with you, so I'm not going to even bother. I'm too far behind. I'm not enjoying it. I'm out. And there you guys go. Barcode, incredibly strong performance there, showing Doubt just how strong the French can be. So very well played. I think Doubt needed to get up that second town center a little bit faster, ideally even a third town center. Try and wall up, prevent your opponent from getting all those raids in, maybe even get a mangonel or two behind the wall. And that is the way that you're going to secure victory in that case. Try and get to that amazing Rust late game. But other than that, fellas, I hope you have enjoyed this cast. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.